The company's share price increase shows no signs of slowing, rising about fourfold in the last 2 years. Shallow brine resources across the entire deposit. Agrimin Ltd, ASX, AMN, is getting ready to develop the world's largest undeveloped sulphate of potash-bearing salt lake following a successful $10 million capital raising. The share placement was conducted at 80 cents per share to institutional and sophisticated investors. AustralianSuper, the country's largest superannuation fund, will have a shareholding of 14% in Agrimin following the placement. Proceeds from the placement will be used for the ongoing Definitive Feasibility Study (DFS) for Agrimin's McKay project in Western Australia. This will include advancing the proposed logistics infrastructure and for general working capital. In parallel, Agrimin is advancing discussions in relation to binding off-take commitments and strategic partnerships. Technically and financially robust development proposition. Agrimin completed the pre-feasibility study (PFS) for McKay in May 2018, which demonstrated the potential for large-scale and low-cost SOP production with a net present value (NPV) of $453 million. The PFS estimates SOP production of 426,000 tons per annum over 20 years with an EBIT of $137 million per year at an SOP price of $555 per ton. Pilot evaporation ponds on Lake McKay. The DFS is now underway with long-term field trials having commenced in August 2017 and native title agreement already signed for the proposed full-scale development. Environmental studies for McKay are also well advanced to support the formal assessment process. An emerging SOP supply gap in China. SOP is a specialty fertilizer for modern agriculture, which is increasingly being used for advanced farming practices to minimize agricultural pollution and water usage. SOP demand in China has more than tripled since 2007 and prices have increased by greater than 30% in the last 2 years due to strong demand growth and rising production costs. Agrimin is aiming to become the largest and lowest-cost supplier of seaborne SOP as stricter environmental controls across China have reduced production rates. Register here to be notified of future AMN company articles. View full AMN profile. View profile. No investment advice. The information on this site is of a general nature only. Does not take your specific needs or circumstances into consideration, so you should look at your own financial position, objectives and requirements and seek financial advice before making any financial decisions. You acknowledge and understand that neither the company, its related bodies, corporate, the information providers or their affiliates will advise you personally about the nature, potential value or suitability of any particular security, portfolio of securities, transaction, investment strategy, or other matter. You should read our FSG and any other relevant disclosure documents and if necessary seek persona advice prior to making any investment decision. You understand and agree that no content, as defined below, published on this site constitutes a recommendation that any particular security, portfolio of securities, transaction, or investment strategy is suitable or advisable for any specific person. You understand that in certain circumstances the company, its related bodies, corporate, the information providers or their affiliates may have received, or be entitled to receive, financial or other consideration in connection with promoting, and providing information about, certain entities on the site and in communications otherwise provided to you. You understand that price or other data is supplied by sources believed to be reliable, that the calculations herein are made using such data, and that neither such data nor such calculations are guaranteed by these sources, the company, the information providers or any other person or entity, and may not be complete or accurate. From time to time, reference may be made in our marketing materials to prior articles and opinions we have published. These references may be selective, may reference only a portion of an article or recommendation, and are likely not to be current. As markets change continuously, previously published information and data may not be current and should not be relied upon. Before you act on any general advice we provide, please consider whether it is appropriate for your personal circumstances. Copyright Proactive Investors 2018 Proactive Investors Australia Thai Limited ACN 132,787,654 ABN 19,132,787,654 Market indices, commodities and regulatory news headlines. Copyright Morningstar. Data delayed 15 minutes, unless otherwise indicated.